I have zero willpower when it comes to, how would you finish that sentence? Would it be candy, chocolate, chips? For me, it's always been Doritos and then those little Twix bars, chocolate bars, or for my American friends, candy bars. Have you bought your Halloween treats yet for the kids? Whether you have or haven't, stick around until the end because I'm going to share some practical, timely tips, not just for Halloween, but for all of the occasions all year round. I think we all want to know how to navigate junk food. Welcome to episode 144 of the Feel Light Mind and Body podcast. I'm Clarenda Price, former nurse and personal trainer turned certified life and weight loss coach. I help women simplify weight loss by getting to the root cause of overeating or stress eating. My approach is science-backed, compassionate, and sustainable, helping women feel lighter both in their mind and body without all the extreme dieting or all or nothing thinking. So are you ready for tip number 1? Buy the treats the day of or keep them out of sight. If you've already bought your candy, have you dipped into them yet? And here's the thing, this podcast isn't about shame, blame, judgment. It's about being honest and open and willing to look at your patterns, what you like and what you don't like, and what's giving you the results that you have currently. When you don't like a habit or a result that you're getting, then you can choose to do something differently. But you have to be curious and aware first. If buying treats early leads to more temptation, then maybe if you're in a cooler climate, you can keep them in the trunk of your car, like one of my clients has done, or in the garage, which is what I chose to do, or in your pantry, a closet, anywhere so that it's out of sight, because then it's almost out of mind. And if you've already been snacking on them, that's okay. You get to decide now that next year, I know that I'm not going to buy them, even if they have that $4 off that might be tempting for the huge boxes. It's not worth it. Over time, you can develop and learn new strategies. And yes, you absolutely can rewire your brain around this with coaching. Tip number 2, don't skip meals on Halloween. Eat balanced meals with plenty of protein and fiber and stay hydrated. That combination keeps your blood sugar stable and prevents cravings from sneaking in. In the Feel Light Mind and Body private group, we plan the evening before for the next day. When we do it ahead of time and we're not hungry, we're not in that emotion, it allows us to tap into the higher part of our brain, the logical, intentional part that can make the best decision for you as your future self. And we even plan for the exceptions because 1 or 2 of the minis aren't the problem. The problem is the thinking of, oh, well, I already blew it. And then the spiral, it's like you're giving yourself permission to just eat it all. Also, they may decide and can decide not to have it. It's kind of a reverse psychology. And that worked well for me as I was going up to another level in my health journey. And it's also helped many of my clients. Some women are still learning to pause, notice, and then talk to themselves differently. Others have practiced long enough that they can enjoy a treat and stop there. One's enough. Wherever you are, it's about progress, not perfection. It's about not throwing in the towel. Number 3, use my and but trick. This one helps you stay in control without feeling deprived. You might say, I can have this chocolate bar now, but I know it's short-lived pleasure and it's just going to ignite more cravings later. Or I can have it, but I want a better sleep tonight than maybe I had last night. And I know when I have sugar or junk late at night, I just don't sleep as well. Or I can have this mini chocolate bar and enjoy it thoroughly and stop at 1. 1 is enough. I use both approaches depending on my mindset and goals. And every client is different. One might be working on emotional eating and maybe the last 10 pounds, and another one is working on releasing 200 pounds. My coaching adapts to both. They each learn from each other, and then we have everything in between. When you understand the science, like how sugar affects your energy and your hormones, it becomes less appealing. However, there's still no guarantee that you won't indulge. It just does make it a little bit easier. Lasting changes will require you to try on new thoughts and some deeper rewiring. We can't see what we can't see. So that's why I help you see what your brain is doing and how it's running the show so that you can feel like you're in the driver's seat again and start moving forward at a steady pace. Now, don't be too hard on yourself if your GPS has been off. Maybe it just needs an update. Support makes a huge difference in the longevity of your efforts. And I know I'll get a few comments or messages about this topic and the fact that I'm saying, yes, you can still have sugar if that's what you choose to do. But here's the thing. Sugar is part of our lives. Do we want to decrease it? Yes. Will some totally take it out of their lives? Yes. Have I got it down to a minimum? Yes. Do I want the same for you? Yes. But I'm also being realistic because here's the thing. Sugar is not good. We know that. It's toxic. But we also know that there's other things that we use on a daily basis. Some of us. Still, I use some shampoo. It's not all the pure clean like I would like to have. I'm using up what I have before I buy new things. There's candles that I'm not really sure what's in some of my candles. I have a new one that I know is pure and great, and I've been burning in the last few evenings in this chilly weather. But there's lots of things. The devices that we have, just what I'm doing right now, there's EMF off of that. But we're still not saying nothing. Nope, can't do that. We'd have to go into a little bubble. Not everyone is ready to go cold turkey. You might not be ready to go cold turkey. So that's why I meet you where you're at. I work with you and your lifestyle. And if you're listening to this because you're like, I need to make a difference, just make sure whoever you choose to work with, that they will meet you where you're at as well. And they won't just give you like a cookie cutter approach. Do this, do that, do this, do that, eat this many calories. No, you've been there. You've been down that route. Just look for something that speaks to you and check out a few places and see what resonates the most and go with that. Even when I work with clients who maybe have struggled with weight since their teen years, I challenge them, I meet them where they're at, but I'm always wanting to help them move to the next step. That can still feel very hard, and that's why I support along the way. So let's go to tip number 4. Calm the survival part of your brain. Tell yourself, I can eat this anytime I want to, because it's true. You're an adult. So why should you tell yourself that? It's because it signals safety. Instead of thinking, ooh, I better stock up, it calms the brain down to say, okay, yes, I guess we can have that anytime. We could go to the store tomorrow and buy it. It keeps you out of that all or nothing. Got to get it all now because it might not be until next year. And this works for Christmas. It works for Thanksgiving. It works for any special occasion. Because if you want cheesecake, you could absolutely buy it, make it, whatever. Emotional eating often comes from seeking comfort, not because you're hungry. Overeating or emotional eating can be when you're happy, when you're wanting to connect with others. It doesn't mean that you're always down in the dumps when you're eating. Sometimes it's boredom. And so even on Halloween, which is so current, it's this week, I want you to thinking about other things that's more interesting than the boxes and the bags with the treats. Think of getting that good feeling, that serotonin feeling, by admiring the costumes and complimenting the kiddos on that. It will release the same feel-good hormones without the sugar crash. Tip number 5, don't buy your favorites. If you know certain snacks are your downfalls, just skip them. I used to rationalize, but what if there are leftovers? So what? Now I say, I don't need them. I can throw them away. I can give them away, although I think I'd feel a little guilty giving them away, giving junk sugar to someone else. But yeah, they don't have to stay in your home. You can either waste it or waste it on your body. Tip number 6, have a day after plan. Back when I was a nurse, the day after, if you were working, that staff room was filled with junk. And when you're already having a stressed or emotional day, you're exhausted at the end of a 12-hour shift, that candy, those chips, they can be tempting. You just know that it's going to give you a little sugar boost. You're not thinking about the crash later. You're not thinking about the need to sleep as soon as you get home. Think about this. A temptation is usually something temporary. That bite of chocolate, it melts in seconds. Then you're reaching for more. So true self-care, something that's very nurturing for you, is to have a delicious and nutritious meal prepared so that you can have it, enjoy it, and maybe be able to just say, no, thank you, not this time, or even stay out of the staff room itself. You can look forward to sitting down, enjoying your meal, knowing you're taking care of yourself, knowing you're giving your body the energy that it's going to require to get you through the rest of your day. Tip number 7, consider healthier or non-food treats. Kids love surprises as much as they love sugar. You might stand out if you have little puzzles, if you have a dollar bill or loonies, toonies, euro coins, or any kind of little game or little book. The ones who will say thank you, I'm sure their faces will light up, and there's others that'll just take whatever comes and go. Tip number 8, allow small indulgences mindfully. In university, Doritos and barbecue corn chips, they were my addiction. They were my reward after a long week, after a long study period, or if I was driving home to Perth, it was a 2-hour drive, it was my entertainment. And that craving, that trigger lingered for years. And to this day, my mind still flits to, I need something munchy for the ride. But luckily, it seems now that as long as I have an apple or I have something crunchy like carrots and hummus, I'm okay. And I've tried things like popcorn, the healthier popcorn as my snack, and I think I'm just too messy. It's just not worth the mess that I have to clean up later. The cool part now is my identity that I have now is not someone who will go into a store and buy a bag of Doritos. However, if I'm at Costco and maybe once a year they have the samples and there's 2 to 3 in that little cup, I'll take it, I'll enjoy it thoroughly, slowly, but then I think, I've had them, I'm good, I don't need them. Or there might be a gathering that I'm at, especially a kids' party, and I'll have 2 or 3 on my plate, but again, that's it. That's all I want. That's such a strong flavor. I get it. I'm good. It no longer has that hold on me. And that's what I want for you as well. I'm sharing this to encourage you. I'm sharing this to empower you and give you hope. And this didn't just happen on its own. This took me sitting down mindfully and going through, using a tool that I have in the membership and going through it step by step, taking the time, answering the questions that I have on the guide. It's powerful to do with any food. Not everyone chooses to take the time to do that, and that's okay. But those that do say, this is so freeing. This has been so helpful. Who knew? Next, tip number 9, tame the pumpkin pie spice craze. Okay. What about the buzz and the lure of the pumpkin pie spice this season of the year? You don't have to resist it, but be intentional. Be deliberate with the size and the amount. Like you can ask for 1 pump rather than 2 to 3 at your favorite spot, whether it's Starbucks or Tim Hortons, Dunkin' Donuts, or your local coffee shop. And hey, why not make it a one-time treat? And if you're doing it like that, enjoy it however you want to. That one is not going to make your scale go up pounds. That one isn't what's going to derail you. It's what you decide about it. It's what you decide to do after. If you can go light on it, then perfect. Do so. If you decide ahead of time you're going to have this and you know you have a plan in place for later, you don't need to worry about guilt and judgment, FOMO. You just simply do it and move on. You can also try pumpkin pie spice tea instead, or this, the pumpkin spice silk. It's an oat dairy-free creamer, so you can put a splash of that in your coffee. I've enjoyed a couple of pieces, actually slivers, of pumpkin pie over this season at Thanksgiving, and then just another time kind of random that someone had a pie. And it did not have an ill effect on me. Probably because I hadn't been eating sugar all week or really rich foods, and it was a one-time thing. It's all about balance. And when I say balance, I should clarify that. Balance of being more in the healthy range than being out of balance and eating all the junk on that side. So I like to say eat 90% clean and have that 10% to play with and just enjoy that part of life. It doesn't become enjoyable if 90% of the time is in the unhealthy eating because of the impact on our health. I'm back with tip number 10. Try fun seasonal swaps. I've also enjoyed one batch of these Trader Joe's pumpkin pancake mix. And you know, they're surprisingly delicious and smooth for being gluten-free. I picked a box up while I was in Chicago back in September, doing my Rewired Mind certification with Dr. Trivedi. Just another one of my trainings that I've taken to help my clients, my one-on-one clients, to rewire their beliefs and habits so they can have lasting success. And this pepita salsa I picked up in Dallas last week. It's delicious with Costco's multi-grain crackers. I kind of feel like this is show and tell right now. They scored well on the Yuka app. I no longer need to or want to indulge in junk food. These seasonal items leave me feeling really satisfied. I also have a can of pure pumpkin. Notice it's not the pumpkin pie filling. And I've got that on hand in case I decide that, you know what, I want to make something. And I do have a good almond flour pumpkin recipe that I have on hand. Haven't tried yet, but I may. And if I do, guess what? I have almond flour as well in my pantry. And no, I'm not sponsored. I'm just sharing ideas that keep me satisfied without feeling deprived. Although it would be great if I was sponsored. For the past at least 2 years, I haven't wanted the Halloween junk when it comes Halloween night. Instead, I plan on making a treat, something that I still have a few times, maybe even a month, but I have it on that night. And it is chicken nachos. So I buy these chips, as you can see, I have them on hand, from Kirkland, Costco, organic, and I load them with the chicken, with green onion, some hot peppers, and a sprinkle of cheese. They may take up a quarter of my plate, and then the rest of it is a large salad, and it's delicious. I make it with all my favorite veggies in there, sometimes some sprinkle of fresh pumpkin seeds if I've roasted them, or whatever nut I might have, and just enjoy it. It's delicious, balanced, and satisfying. And if I want something sweet afterward, I have the medjool dates. Can you see them? My lights might be messing them up a bit. But I will take one, maybe two, split it, and then inside I'll add some nut butter, almond butter, or peanut butter, put it in the freezer, let it freeze slightly, and it will then become creamy and cool and chewy and sweet and just very satisfying. They are high in sugar, so it's not like a free-for-all for them. But what I like about it, the bonus really, is that it doesn't spike your blood sugar for no reason at all. It might spike it a bit, but remember, I have this after I've had a meal, but at least it's giving some good qualities like value to your body. There's some nutritional value. It's not just empty calories. And that's it. That's tip number 10. The new season of Feel Light, Mind, and Body is open. You can still join. And this Thursday, we're going to be talking about our obstacles and strategies and planning so that it would be Friday, will be Halloween. Everyone will have a plan in place. Everyone will like their plan. Everyone's will probably look different, and that's okay. Planning for the next day instead of a full week is what we do in the Feel Light, Mind, and Body program because it only takes 5 to 10 minutes that usually they're making the plan for the next day right after they've had supper while they are satisfied, while they're not hungry or emotional, and then they can think critically for what they want to give themselves the next day. And that includes delicious food. That includes food that they're looking forward to. And then at the end of that next day, they will then review their day and say, what did I like? There's 4 questions on there, but basically it's, what did I do well? What would I like to do differently tomorrow and why? And I'm blanking on the 4th one. But that is just quick. It helps get a quick reset. They don't have to wait till the next day. They can go to bed with a plan for the next day and sleep well. This week is actually a great opportunity to practice thinking and doing the things that you really want to do, to establish those neural pathways, to strengthen them. So when Thanksgiving comes in the US, or you're away Black Friday shopping, or it's suddenly Christmas, you have a really good pattern, and it's become just part of who you are and your lifestyle. Feeling calm and confident as you go into the next season is going to feel so good. I was just in a session and I reminded them that it's not the meals that we have 2 to 3 times a year that puts the weight on. It's what happens in the in-between. That's what sneaks up on us. Things like the snacking or overeating when you're stressed or bored, or wanting to fit in and belong at that party and around the table and have what everyone else is having. And it's encouraging and exciting for my clients when they suddenly feel their tummy growl and they're like, oh, it's just a good sign that their mind and body are working together again. They feel hopeful, alive, and back in control. So if you're curious about how you can get this Feel Light, Mind and Body empowering support, if you're curious about how the program works, just click the link in the description. We'll have a quick chat. Never any obligation, no pressure. I can answer your questions and you can make a good decision moving forward. If you're listening to this on your favorite podcast app and it's audio, that's great. I love having that option, especially for busy women on the go. But I also encourage you to go next and watch this on YouTube so that you can see the products that I mentioned. Then you can also pause and take notes if needed, or just think about what your plan is going to be. If something in this episode resonated with you, hit subscribe and please share it with a friend. These messages of hope are here to remind women that they can enjoy life, travel, their family, and health. You don't have to choose. It doesn't have to be one or the other. Life is too short and too beautiful not to feel your best. It's too short not to feel energetic and confident that you can keep up with your family and enjoy everything together rather than watching from the sidelines. As one lady on a consult said, I'm tired of being on the sidelines. I want to be part of it. I want to be my healthiest, mobile self. Is that something you would like as well? Let's chat.